40 students are not here. Please, for those who enter the meeting, please don't forget to. So we have this week 2 classes, and next week we have. With me, let me introduce myself first. So we wait 5 minutes. So now we'll start. My name is Dr. Wahid Yasin Muhammad Abdul Wahid. You can call me Dr. Wahid. I'm from Yemen, Arab country in the Middle East. I got scholarship to study my degree and diploma in Syria. Then I come here to Malaysia to finish my master and PhD in University Putra Malaysia, UPM, in Serdang. I finished in 2018. Then I went back to my country. Just I came to join UITM on last August. Yes, August 2024. So this is not the first time I teaching this course. This is my second time I'm teaching this course in UITM, CSC569, Principle of Compilers. Okay, actually this course depends on there is no memorization. This course will be, I think, will be open book. So you have to understand how the compiler is working. Okay, so I will share with you. For me, for the lecture, I have 5 groups. For lab, I have group A with Akmarina INCT3 on Thursday from 2 to 4. Also group C, not group C, group B. Group B from 8 to 10 on Friday morning. So still 75, where there is one group, I think one group, all of you from A, B, C, D, from A, raise your hand. From B, raise your hand. From C, raise your hand. From D. Okay, so I think most of you knows the link, the Google Meet link, because it is I already added to the UFuture. Okay. Okay. So for WhatsApp group, I need to have WhatsApp group for the lecture. I mean, for the lecture, for the 5 groups. 5 groups. We have to have a group for the group of groups for the lecture class. For these 4 groups, I think representative of A, B, C, D, 4 and INC3, please make one group for the lecture and put the name lecture in the group. Okay, and for group A and group B, please make a group for lab, for tutorial. Okay, and make the name for tutorial for the lab. Okay, I want to know the name of the please give me the number of representative of group A. Representative of group A. Please share your phone number in in the chat box. Representative of group A. Okay, representative of group B. Representative of group A and group B are not here. Group C. This one for Muhammad Ashraf Daniel Muhammad. I think I have already your name. Okay, Muhammad Ashraf, already for group C. Am I right? Group C.
Yes, sir.
So for group A and B, still the representative are not there. So how to reach them? How to contact them to add the group? Representative should be in the first time they have to be in the class. D, group D. Group D, who is the representative? Group D. Please share your number in the chat box. Group D also the representative is not here. Oh, A, B, D representative are not there. So only Muhammad Ashraf Daniel for group C. And for group INC3, Akmila, please send to me your phone number or send your phone number to group C. Muhammad Ashraf Daniel Muhammad. Send your number. Please, Muhammad Ashraf Daniel, please add Akmarina in your group.
Okay, sure, Doctor.
Okay, Muhammad Daniel Imran Abu Bakr. Muhammad Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me 1 second. You are representative of group D. So for A, B, C, D, please make one group for the lecture notes for the lecture. One group of groups, 5 groups. We have 5 groups. We have to have one group for the all 5 groups. So when I send one group, so it should be to all groups. Okay, give me 1 second. 0. This one, Muhammad Daniel. Imran. So group CDC. Wait, Imran. Okay. Now we have 93. Please for group A and B representative. Are they here or no? A and B.
What's that? I put my number down.
Your name?
Ignorant, sir.
Iqmal Hanif Soimon.
Yes, sir. From Group A.
Group A. You are representative of Group A.
I will be for now. Yes.
Okay. For now. Okay. Please send me your phone number to add. Please send me phone number, Iqmal. Okay. Wait. Iqmal. Okay. For Group B, Ahmed Nizam. Ahmed Shamim. Ahmed Shamim, Muhammad Nizam for Group B.
Yes, okay.
You will be the representative for this class today.
Yes, I'm the representative for class Group B.
Group B, okay. For Daniel and Hanif, have you received my message?
Yes, sir.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Zero 177967290. Okay, now please create contact each other for the group A, B, C, D, and Marina. Please add it to the any group. Group C, you add it with group C. Group A. Please be with group A because you will be in my class for tutorial. Please contact group A. Ikmal Hanif Soimun. Please add Akmarina in your group.
Sorry, this.
Ikmal Hanif Soimun, please take the Akmarina, the phone number of Ikmal Hanif Soimun is in the chat box. Please contact him and add him. Please let him add your phone number to the group. Okay, sorry for this time, but we have to organize ourselves before we start, so everything will be easy. Am I right?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. So for our course principle of compilers, let me share with you what we are going to study in this course. Today we'll cover chapter 2 for evolution for major programming language. Okay, we have many programming language in the history of programming language. We have Fortran, we have Lisp, we have Algol, COBOL, Basic, PL, Symbol, Pascal, Prolog, Ada, C, C++, Java, JavaScript, PHP, GSP. Now we have Python. We have Dart. I have many language and many new languages. Here we are going to cover some of them in this chapter. Then we go to compiler because our course is principle of compilers. So then we go to principle of compilers. Then we go to lexical analysis and scanner generator. Then in chapter 4, we go for syntax and semantic analysis. For chapter 5, we go to bottom-up parsing and parser generator. So we have 5 topics in this course. 5 topics in this course. Okay? For the assessment, we have test 30% and assignments 20%. Project 10%, and final test we have 40%. Okay, total is 100. Okay, we have final test, project, assignments, and test. Every day I will give you a tutorial to submit it in the next day, in the next week. I mean, next week. Okay. So this is our topics that we are going to cover in this subject. Okay. So maybe you have already groups, or maybe you are going to make divide you in groups for the mini project. This is in the still there is time for that, because many project in the after week 10 or week 9, week 10, we can start with many project. Okay, but for other assignments and tests, we have to in our according to our calendar, I will notify you when we have to have the first test 1, and when we have to submit the many project in week 14, and I make week 13 for many project, and week 14 or week 14 for the test 2. I mean the final test. We will arrange that later. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. Now let me start with the. Maybe most of the language that I called now, Pascal, Delphi, Fortran, maybe most of you, they don't know or they don't hear about that languages. Lisp. This is very basic, visual basic. For me, I study these languages. Prolog. I studied this language in when I was in my diploma and my degree. I studied these all languages. Okay. Now this language disappeared, but the concept of the language is still same. Only we have different syntax, but in general, the concept is still the same for the languages. So for the previously we had only command line programs. Then we went to the visual language programs, like now many Visual C++, Visual C#, any languages that have graphical user interface. Previously, we have only console application. Okay, so in this course, we have some simulations we are going to run using Java. Okay, so let's start our class for today. So here we have the evolution of the major programming languages. Please, after you make one group for all the five groups, one group for all the 5 groups, I will send the notes to the one of you, then you share with others. Okay, please, for those representative, all the numbers of the representative are in the chat box. Okay, from group A, B, C, and D. Okay, and for Akmarina, she will join group A. Okay, she will join group A. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, you can ask.
For my group A, do we team up with group B or D for the lab?
For lecture, you have to add all the groups in one group: A, B, C, D, and Akmarina, INCS3, 5. You have to have 5. Now I will send these notes to each of you. Then you make one group. Okay. Boleh.
Okay. Yeah. For the lab, do I need to make a group also?
For the lab, yes. For the lab, you have to make a group for only group B. You are from group B. Am I right, Ahmad?
No.
From group A.
I'm from group A.
Group A. You have to have group A, separate group A for tutorial.
Okay, sir.
For tutorial, one group A with Akmarina, INCS3, Akmarina with group A. For tutorial, group A. For tutorial, group B, also one group separate tutorial. For this one group lecture, 5 groups in one group lecture. Okay, understand? Faham?
Yes, sir. Understand. Yes, paham. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. And the others, please contact with the Dr. Faiz, okay? For group C and D,
Okay, doctor.
okay? So, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. Here we have evolution of the major programming languages. We have here in the topics, we have Zeus, blank hole, minimal hardware programming, pseudocodes, IBM 704 and Fortran, functional programming, Lisp, the first step towards sophistication, Algol. For me, I use these languages, Fortran, very, also I use basic languages. I also study basic. Also there, computerizing business record, COBOL. So this is CO, business B, and COBOL. For here, Algol, then we have COBOL, we have basic. Okay, these languages, PLI/I, everything for everybody. Everything for everybody. Two early dynamic languages, APL and Snowball, the beginnings of data abstraction, Simula 67, orthogonal design, Algol 68, some early descendants of the Algols, programming based on logic, Prolog. We use Prolog in, who knows about Prolog? In which we are using Prolog. Have you heard about Prolog? We use Prolog in artificial intelligence. History's last disaster effort, ADA. Object-oriented programming, small talk. First coming object-oriented programming, small talk. Combining interactive, add object-oriented feature, C++. Okay? An imperative based object-oriented language, Java. Scripting languages, okay? C-based language for new millennium, C#. Markup programming hybrid language, okay? We have HTML. So here, if we go to the genealogy of the common languages, I will try to search for one clear this one is clear. Okay, let me share this screen. 1 second. Do you see now? This is clear. Am I right?
Yes, doctor.
So from 1957 until 2004, here we see how the genealogy of the programming language. Okay. If we see that here in 1977, Fortran 1, okay, then Fortran 2 in 58, Fortran in 68 we have Fortran, this one 4, am I right? 4. In 62, Prologue in 73. Then we have the combination Algol based on Fortran, then we compare Algol 60, then we have PLI. This is how they are related to each other. Okay, this is the languages how related. We have here Fortran, Algol, then we go to Algol W, from Algol 58 to Algol 60 to Algol W. Then we have Pascal. For me, I study Pascal, I study Prologue, I study Fortran, I study Basic, I study Delphi. Delphi now, it's not, you maybe you are not hearing about Delphi. I study Quick Basic, I study Visual Basic, I've studied Visual Basic.NET, C#. Okay, this one C++, C. Okay, this is the graph for the languages. So here first Dios Planck-Hall designed in 1948 but not published until 1972. Never implemented advanced data structures, floating point arrays records, invariance constant. Okay, this is the for Zeus language. They start using designed in 1945, but published in 1972. For security reason, they don't publish their languages until a long time. Okay, so in these languages we have advanced data structure, floating point arrays records. Then we have syntax. Okay, an assignment statement to assign expression A4 plus 1 to A plus 1 A. Okay, V4 5. Okay, if you have A4, we get 5 here, and ACR 1.n, 1.n. This is the data types. This is the syntax of this language. Okay, in the past, minimal hardware programming pseudocodes. What was wrong with the using machine code? So previously we know that in the first day of our joining our computer program, we studied that we have machine learning, we have assembly language, we have machine language, we have sorry, not machine learning, machine language, we have machine language, we have assembly language, and we have high level language. Am I right? And we have something called compiler, and we have something called interpreter. Okay, today and this week we'll know what is the difference between them, inshallah. So what was wrong with using machine code? Poor readability. So if I want to use machine code like 01011001, it is difficult to poor readability. So readability is very poor, and poor modifiability. Okay, I cannot modify this easy. If I have a number, I have to go to the machine language, machine code to change, to modify. Expression coding was tedious. Machine definitions, no indexing, no floating point. We go to something called pseudocode. In pseudocode, we have shortcode. Shortcode developed by Macaulay in 1949 for BENAC computers. Expressions were coded left to right. Example of operations here. Let me make it here. 0106 ABS value 1n into nd power 02 here bracket right bracket 07 plus second n plus 2 root 03 equal 08 pause for n. Okay, if less than equal n 0409 left bracket 58 print and tab. This is like here in this course we will study how to use compiler to understand something like this code. Look here, in speed coding developed by Bacchus in 1945, speed coding for IBM 705 machine. Pseudo ops for arithmetic and math functions, conditional and unconditional branching, auto increment registers for array access. It was slow, only 700 words left for user program. Okay. Pseudocode related systems, the UNIVAC compiling system, developed by a team led by Grace Hopper. Pseudocode expanded into machine code. Okay, so we start with the machine code, then we go to pseudocode, then here we have first compiling system UNIVAC, then we go to this David J. Wheeler from Cambridge University, developed a method of using blocks of relocatable address to solve the problem of absolute addressing. Then we go to IBM 704 and Fortran. Fortran 0 established or appeared in 1954, not implemented. Fortran 1957, designed for new IBM 7. So it is depend on the machine. It is dedicated to this machine. IBM 704, which had indexed registers and floating point hardware. This led to the idea of compiled programming languages because there was no place to hide the cost of interpretation, no floating point software. This is no floating point. Okay, here this was dedicated for IBM 704. Environment for development, computers were small and unreliable. Applications were scientific. No programming methodology or tools. Machine efficiency was the most important concern. Impact for environment on design of Fortran, first version of Fortran 1. No need for dynamic storage. Okay, need good array handling and counting loops. No string handling, so strings cannot be used in Fortran 1. Decimal arithmetic or powerful input. So handling decimal arithmetic or powerful input output, it was dedicated for business software. Fortran overview, first implemented version of Fortran, this Fortran 1. Names could have up to 6 characters, means if I have name. Post test counting loop do, we have loop do. formatted input output. Okay, we have input output in this machine. User defined subprograms, three-way selection statement, arithmetic if, no data typing statement. Data type statement was not available in Fortran 1. First implemented of Fortran version 1, no separate compilation. Compiler released in April 1957 after 18 years of effort. So first, this compiler takes 18 years. Programs larger than 400 lines rarely compiled. If I have program more than 400, rarely compiled correctly, mainly due to poor reliability of 704. Code was very fast, quickly became widely used. Now we go to Fortran 2, second version of Fortran. Distributed in 1958, independent compilation. So this one compiled for only IBM 704 machine. Here we have independent compilation and fixed to the bugs. Fixed the bugs appear in the first version of Fortran. Fortran 4, am I right? This is on 4 in Romanian number. I think this is 4. Evolved during 1960-62, explicit type declarations, logical selection statement, subprograms names could be parameters, ANSI standard in 1966. So here we have ANSI standard. You know the ANSI like standard. This is the ANSI standard in 96. Now we go to Fortran 77. Became the new standard in 1978. Character string handling, logical loop control statement, if then else statement. In Fortran 77. I think I study this version of Fortran. I'm not sure, but this version of, or maybe for Fortran 90, I'm not sure. I don't remember. This one, a code of Fortran. Let me show here in the notes. This is IBM. Fortran 2, Fortran 4, 77, 1995, and 2003. This is a code. Look here, this is a code for Fortran 95 example program. Input an integer list length where list length is less than 100, followed by list length integer values. Output the number of input values that are greater than the average of all input value. Look here, this is the ignore this and make it as a comment. Make it a comment. Implicit none, integer dimension 99. Int list, integer list here. This is result 0, sum 0, read star, list length less than 0, and list length less than 100. Then read input means cin. Input read means cin data into an array and compute its sum. Do counter 1 list length. This is a syntax for using in Fortran. Do and undo. Do loop. Okay. Compute the average. Average is sum and count the average here. This one using Fortran 95. Fortran 90, most significant change from Fortran 75 modules. We have some modules. We have dynamic arrays and we have pointers. Do you know what pointers? Linked list and this one kind pointers. We have recursion. Recursion is when the function callback is same function called it himself or itself dynamically. Case statement, case, you know, case switch 1, case switch 2, switch 3, default, you know, remember this case statement. Parameter type checking. So check the parameter type checking if it is integer or string or character. Latest version of Fortran 95 relatively minor additions plus some deletions. For Fortran 2023 D2. This is D2. So Fortran stay alive from 1957 until 2003. I'm not sure, maybe still in use. Some people are still using Fortran. I'm not sure. For me, it was last time to use Fortran in 2000. 2000, yes. 25 years ago. Yes, I am old. I am old. My face maybe look young, but I am old. Fortran evaluation. So Fortran, we have to evaluate Fortran evaluation. Highly optimizing compilers for evaluate Fortran. All versions before 90, highly optimizing compilers. Types and storage of all variables are fixed before runtime. Dramatically changed forever the way computers are used. Characterized as the lingua franca of the computing world. Lingua franca. So it is the mother of the language, lingua franca of computing world. Then we go to another language, functional programming Lisp. Lisp is based of list processing language, Lisp. So we replace Lisp with Lisp language. Designed at MIT by McCarthy, AI research need a language to process data. Oh, now we have the revolution of AI, DeepSeek. Now everybody maybe use DeepSeek. Okay, with low power, there is no need to use huge processor or CPUs or GPUs to process using DeepSeek. Am I right? So you have to update yourself. You are studying in computer system. Computer system. I'm talking about 30 years ago, totally different than now. So keep update yourself. This is advice. This is my advice. Keep update yourself. New languages. Okay? New syntax, new systems, new compilers. Now, so here this is for AI. Only two data types: atoms and lists. Atoms and lists. We go to here process AI research need to language process data in lists rather than arrays. What is the difference between arrays and lists? List and arrays. Why you use array and why we use list? Who going to answer me from the 97 students that attending this class? Nobody. Okay. If I say I have array with 10 items, I book 10 rooms for this array. But for the linked list or linked list, it is flexible. So if I say 10 items, it also I'm not to book rooms for the 10 items until I'm going to use this item. If I use 3 items, linked list will be 3 items. So no need to book 10 rooms for linked list. Simply computation rather than numeric. Only 2 data types, atoms and lists. Syntax is based on lambda calculus. Representation of 2 lists. This one, representing the list A, B, C, D, and A, B slash B, C, D. I mean brackets A, B, A, bracket B, C, bracket and D, bracket E, bracket F, G, bracket right bracket, right bracket, right bracket. This one, the representing of list. So here we have this list A connected to B, B connected to C, C connected to D. Here A is connected to B, B connected to C. Okay. Also A connected to B and connected to D. This one linked list. I think you already studied this in your previous subjects. This one, example of code of Lisp. Lisp example function. The following code defines a Lisp predicates functions that takes 2 list arguments and returns true if the 2 lists are equal and nil false otherwise. So I have some lists. I will compare between this list from Lisp and the list from I will compare this following code. List predicate a function that 2 list arguments and returns true if the 2 lists are equal. I have 2 lists. If they are equal, they will give me equal for true or false. Here, this is the condition and this is the syntax of real atom list equal list 2, atom list 2 nil, equal list car list 1, car list 2, equal list CDR list 2. T nil means here if are 2 equal to each other. Lisp evaluation, pioneered functional programming, no need for variables or assignment, control via recursion and conditional expressions, still the dominant language for AI, still using AI using Lisp. Common Lisp are contemporary dialects of Lisp. ML, Miranda, and Haskell are related languages. I mean, some languages are related to Lisp, but different. ML, Miranda, and Haskell are same working as Lisp, but different version. Here, developed at MIT in mid 1970, small, extensive use of static scoping. Functions are first-class entities. Simple syntax and small size make it ideal for educational applications. So this list is for used for educational languages. Common Lisp, an effort to combine features of several dialects of Lisp into a single languages, large, complex. So now we go to another language called Algol. Let me here. Okay. We go to Algol 60. The first step toward sophistication, Algol 60, of development for Tran had barely arrived for IBM 70X. Many other languages were being developed, all for specific machines. No portable languages, all were machine dependent. So dependent on the machine Algol. No universal language for communicating algorithms. Algol 60 was the result of efforts to design the universal language. Early design process, ACM and JAMM, met for 4 days for design, May 27 to June to 1958. Goals of the language: grows the mathematical notation, good for describing algorithms, and must be translatable to machine code. Algol 58, we have concept of type was formalized. Names could be any length. Array could have any numbers of subscripts. Parameters were separated by mode in or and out. Subscripts were placed in brackets. Compound systems means begin and end. So here we have like what we call blocks. Compound statements. We have blocks, begin and end. Semicolon as a statement separator. Assigned operator was colon equal. Like I study in Pascal, we use, if I want to use A equal to B, I have to use assignment operator with the compound statement. Semicolon as a statement separator. Assignment operator was colon equal. If had and else if clause, no input output would make it machine dependent. There is no input or output. Okay, Algot 58 implementation, not meant to be implemented, but variations of it were mad, jovial. Although IBM was identically enthusiastic, all support from support was dropped in mid of 90. First machine independent language. So I can write any language that I want to write. First machine independent language First languages whose syntax was formally defined, BNF. Algol 60 evaluation failure, never widely used, especially in US. Reasons, lack of input output. As we said, there is no input output, and the character set made programs non-portable. Okay, lack of input output, and the character set made programs non-portable, too flexible, hard to implement, enrichment of Fortran, formal syntax description, lack of support from IBM. Then we have COBOL, computerizing business record environment of development. UNIVAC was beginning to use Flowmatic. USAF was beginning to use IAMCO. IBM was developing COMTRAN, special language from Fortran to IBM, using COBOL. COBOL historical background based on Flowmatic. Flowmatic features name up to 12 characters with embedded hyphens, English names for arithmetic operators, no arithmetic expressions, data and code were completely separate. The first word in every statement was a verb. First design meeting, Pentagon for COBOL, Pentagon of US. Design goals, that means it will be less powerful, have power, and must broaden the base of computer users, must not be biased by current employer problems. Design committee members were all from computer manufacturers and denial DoD branches, delivery, computer manufacturers and DoD branches. Okay, design program, arithmetic design, arithmetic expression, subscripts and flights among manufacturers. COBOL evaluation contributes first macro facility in high-level language, hierarchical data structure records. So here we have to have first macro facility in a high-level language, hierarchical data structures records, nested selection statements, long names up to 30 characters with hyphens, separate data division. This is a COBOL program. This is an example of COBOL program. Okay. This one, the COBOL. Okay. Or so we have here COBOL DoD influence. First language required by DoD, Department of Defense. Department of Defense would have failed without the DoD. Is still the most widely used business applications language. We go to basic, beginning of time sharing basic. I've studied basic. Designed by Clemency Cortez at Dartmouth. Design goals easy to learn and use for non-science students. Must be pleasant and friendly. Fast turnaround for homework. Free and private access. User time is more important than computer time. Current popular dial set Visual Basic. Okay. First widely used language with time sharing. So we have Visual Basic, the dial set of Basic. This one, the basic example program, input, output. We have there a RIM, and we have this one. We use this one in basic language. Everything for everybody, PL/1. Designed by IBM and shared computing situation in 1964, IBM's point of view. Scientific computing, for scientific computing and business computing. Here, IBM 1620 and 7090 computers. Fortran share user group. Business computing, IBM here 1401 7080 computers. COBOL guide user groups. PLI background, by 1963 scientific users began to need more elaborate I/O like COBOL had. Business user began to need floating point and arrays for MIS. It looked like many shops would begin to need two kinds of computer language and support staff. Too costly. It was too costly. The obvious solution: built a new computer to do both kinds of applications, designed a new language to do both kinds of applications, business and scientific. PL designed in 5 months by the three committee, 3 members from IBM, 3 members from Share. Initial concept and extension of Fortran 4. Initially called NPL, New Programming Language. Name changed to PLI in 1965. PLI evaluation, PLI contributions, first unit level concurrency, first exception handling, switch selectable recursion, first pointer data type, first array cross sections. Concerns: many new features were poorly designed, too large, and too complex. This one, the PLI example. Two early dynamic language, APL and Snowball, characterized by dynamic typing, dynamic storage allocation. Variables are untyped. A variable acquires type when it is assigned a value. Storage is allocated to a variable when it is assigned a value. APL, a programming language. A programming language. So we have A, B, and C. Designed a hardware description language at IBM by Ken Everson around 1960. Highly expressive, many operators for both scalars and arrays of various dimensions. Also, programs are very difficult to read, still in use, minimal changes. Snowball, designed as string manipulation language at Bell Labs by Farber, Griswold, and Polonsky in 1963. Powerful operators for string patterns matching. Slower than alternative language and thus no longer used for writing editors. Still used for certain text processing tasks. Here we have the beginning of data abstraction. Simula 67, designed primarily for system simulation in Norway by Nygaard and Dahl, based on Algol 60, and Simula 1. Primarily contributes a kind of subprograms, classes, objects, and inheritance. So when we start functions, subprograms, classes, objects, and inheritance in Simula in 67. Orthogonal design Algol 68 from the continued development of Algol 60, but not superset of that language, source of several new ideas. Even though the language itself never achieved widespread use, design is based on the concept of orthogonality, a few basic concepts plus a few combining mechanisms. Algol 68 contributions: user-defined data structure, reference types, dynamic arrays, called flex arrays. Flexible arrays means comments less usage than Algol 60, when you go 68. Had strong influence on subsequent languages, especially Pascal, C, and Ada. Pascal appeared in 1971, developed with a former member of the Algol. So the team from Algol designed Pascal. 68 committee designed for teaching structured programming. Small, simple, nothing really new. Largest simple was on teaching programming. So we use Pascal for learn Pascal to study programming. From mid 1970s until the late 90s, okay, I told you in 1997, 1998, 1995, it was the most widely used language for teaching programming. This is example of Pascal. Begin, if, begin, end. C, designed for system programming at Bell Labs. At Dennis Ritchie, evolved primarily from BCLP, B, but also Algol 68. Powerful set of operators, but poor type checking. Initially spread through Unix. Many areas of application. This one, C example, not C++, C. Programming based on logic. Based on logic, we call it programming prolog. Developed by Comerier and Roussel, University of Marseille, with help from Kowalski, University of Edinburgh, based on formula logic, non-procedural. No procedural means no procedure. Can be summarized as being an intelligent database system that uses an inferencing process to infer the truth of given queries. Highly inefficient, small application areas. Here we go to history of ADA, largest design effort. ADA, huge design effort involving hundreds of people, much money, and about 8 years. Okay, we have here Star One requirements, Woodman, Tin Man, Iron Man, Steel Man requirements. This one for ADA. Named ADA after Augusta Ada Byron, the first programmer, Ada. His name is Augusta. Ada evaluation contributions packages support for data abstraction, exception handling, elaborate generic program units, concurrency through the tasking model, comments. Competitive design included all that was taken all that was then known about software engineering and language design. First compilers were very difficult. The first really usable compilers came nearly 5 years after the language design was completed. So the compiler for Ada appeared after 5 years. Ada 95 began in 1988, supports for object-oriented programming through type division, better control mechanisms for shared data, new concurrency features, more flexible libraries. Popularity suffered because the DoD no longer requires it use, but also because of popularity of C++. So C++ became more popular than Ada. This one, Ada example program. Here, object-oriented programming, small talk, developed at Xerox PARC, initially by Alan Kay, later than by Adele Goldberg. First for implementation of an object-oriented language, data abstraction, inheritance, and dynamic binding. Pioneered the graphical user interface design, promoted object-oriented programming. This one, small talk. Then we have here combining imperative and object-oriented programming. C++ developed at Bell object-oriented programming rapidly grow in popularity along with OOP. ANSI standard approved in November 1997. Microsoft version released with .NET in 2002 managed C++, delegates interfaces, no multiple inheritance. Related OOP languages, EFL, designed by Bertrand Miller, 1992, no directly derived from any other languages, smaller and simpler than C++, but still has most of the power. Lacked popularity of C++ because many C++ enthusiastic were already C programmers. Delphi from Borland. Delphi is based on Pascal, the visual version of Pascal. Pascal plus features of support OOP, more elegant, safer than C++. Java developed at Sun in early 90s. C and C++ were not satisfactory for embedded electronic devices. Based on C++, significantly simplified, does not include struct, union, enum, pointer, arithmetic, and half of the assignment quotients of C++. Support only OOP has references but not pointers. Includes support of apples for apples and form of concurrency. Java evaluation eliminated many unsafe features of C++. Supports concurrency libraries of for applets, UIs, database access, portable, Java virtual machine concept. So we have the concept of Java virtual machine. JIT compilers widely used for web programming. Increased faster than any previous language. Most recent version is 5, released in 2004. This one, according to the slides preparing in 2009. You have 4 minutes to this. This is a simple example of Java scripting language for web. PL, JavaScript, PHP, designed by Larry Wall, first released in 1987. Variables are statically typed but implicitly declared. 3 distinctive namespaces, denoted by the first character of a variable's name, powerful but somehow dangerous, gained widespread use for CCI programming on the web, also used for replacement for Unix system administration language. JavaScript began at Netscape, Netscape, but later became joint venture for Netscape and joint venture of Netscape and Sun Microsystems. A client-side HTML embedded scripting language often used to create dynamic HTML documents, purely interpreted, related to Java only through similar syntax. And we have PHP, hypertext preprocessor designed by Ramsos Lederoff, a server-side HTML embedded scripting language often used for form processing. So JavaScript for client-side and PHP for server-side processing and database access through web purely interpreted. This one examples for Perl and JavaScript. Python, we have scripting language of web, Python, and object-oriented interpreted scripting language, type check but dynamically type, used for CGI programming and from form processing, dynamically typed but type checked, supports list, tuples, and hashes. Lua, an object-oriented interpreted scripting language, type checked but dynamically typed, used for CGI programming and from form processing, dynamically typed but type checked, supports list, tuples, and hashes, all with its single data structure. The table, also the table, easily extendable. Scripting languages for web, Ruby, designed for in Japan by Yukihiro Matsumoto, Yukihiro Matsumoto, MATS, as known as MATS, began as a replacement of Perl and Python. A pure, still we are using Python, but now Ruby is replaced for Python. A pure project-oriented script language. All data are objects. Most operators are implemented as methods, which can be redefined by user code, purely interpreted. A C-based language for new millennium, C#, part of .NET Development Platform 2000, based on C++, Java, and Delphi, provides a language for component-based software developed. All .NET languages use command type system, CATS, which provide command class library. This one, C# example. Here we finished. You have only these 2 minutes. Markup programming language, XZLT, extensible markup language, XML, markup meta markup language, XML, style sheets language, transformation, XSTL, transforms XML documents for display, programming constructs, example, looping. JSP, Java Server Pages, a collection of technologies to support dynamic web documents. Serverlet, a Java program that resides on web server and is enacted when called by requested HTML document. Serverlet output is disabled by the browser. GSTL includes programming constructs in the form of HTML elements. So this is the summary: development environment, and evaluation of a number of important programming language, perspective of current issues, language design. This is the example of these questions. review questions for this chapter. We finish here. We stop here, I think. Here are some answers. Why we use this? Why we use some languages? Some answers for this. You can go through this document. Okay, we stop here. Please don't forget to make the attendance. For Group A and at Marina, we have class on Thursday from 2 to 4. Okay? Thank you very much. I will share now the slides. This one to okay, this one lecture, all the groups here. So I will paste here. Hopefully for lecture you have all the notes. So next time I will only share to do through the group for lecture, okay? Okay. So some of you want to go for praying Asr. Okay, thank you very much for attending this class. I think this class was only history about languages. Don't worry, it is easy. It is only was history of languages from web to command line to graphical user to Python to many languages. So here this is the history of language, and the next class will be for the compiler, inshallah. Thank you very much. If there is no question, you can leave.
Thank you, Dr.